So there was like 770-ish people in there altogether, but like there was like, we're all success starters, so we're all just like super pumped and like already kind of have our feet wet with things. And so like everybody's posting, everybody's like, it's like a normal group but like on steroids. And so I don't know, I think that having that excitement with everyone involved just makes you that much more excited to do it yourself.
So fun. Liz, what would you say?
I think being in the test group, getting the free trainings from like top 10 elite coaches. We got trainings every week. So that's like 9 trainings from top 10 elite coaches. Was really cool to like talk about how to launch this business, how to do it as a test group because no one else could get their hands on it at the time. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is a good point too. You always have like experienced coaches coming in and sharing tips with you. So that's a really awesome thing. Sierra, what was your favorite thing about?
I would say like both of what they said. I really did enjoy like the bigger Facebook group and the trainings, but I feel like for me it was getting to have Autumn also at our disposal. Like she would come into our Facebook group and like go live about stuff and like talk about like workouts that were coming up, and like you don't, like as a coach you kind of do that for your customers, but like having her do that for us was just like a really cool aspect of it.
Yeah, love that. And Nicole, what do you think?
I guess I'm just feeding off of what they all said, but I really liked the Facebook group because you got to network with so many other coaches and like form so many new posting ideas, new friends. I just thought that was awesome. And like Sierra said, I really liked having Autumn there. I mean, she was really responsive. You could ask her a question and she would straight up tell you exactly what you needed to know. So, I mean, where, like, you can't get that any other time. Like, you might be able to send her a DM on Instagram, and if you're lucky, she'll answer. But, like, she was really attentive to us the entire time.
Yeah, Autumn is the tits, honestly. Like, she is just so, like, she really does do so much for us as coaches. Like, if you don't realize that already, very, very lucky to have her as a trainer. So when I say like autumn launches are huge, if you're new here and you've never been around for an autumn launch, like get ready. Okay, so I'll go. Sierra, can you explain more specifically about like the fitness workout side of the program? So kind of how it's laid out in terms of what the workouts are like, how many days a week, like kind of that stuff more specifically.
Yeah, so they're 5 days a week. You have 2 rest days, and you like desperately need them. They're 18 minutes for the cardio days, like the Tabata days. I had not ever done like a Tabata style workout, but she starts you off easy with like 10 seconds on a move, 20 seconds off. Then you go 15 and 15, and then eventually 20 and 10. And so on cardio days, that's all you do is the Tabata, and you're like in and out in 20 minutes, even with warm up and cool down. So I ended up loving those days, even though I usually hate cardio days. A regular day besides that is like DCT, density, like DCCT, and it has the Tabata at the end the same way. But the first 12 minutes after you warm up is 5 moves, and she has like a separate move for each of the 5. Like one's like a push, a pull, usually a leg, even though she says there's like not a leg day ever. It's like every day is leg day. And so that you do as many rounds of those 5 moves as you can in 12 minutes. For me, I liked that because I'm really competitive, and so like you write down like your rounds from the week before, and even though the moves are different each week, I like still like 100% like wanted to beat it. So I was like kind of working against myself. And then you have like a complex move after that, which she each week adds on one more move to. So she'll do like she'll start the first week of that phase with like 2 moves, and then the next week you'll have like 4 moves, and like so on. So, and those workouts too are short. They're only like, I think the longest workout was maybe like 36 minutes. And that was with like warm up and cool down. And it was one of the total body workouts, which are just like 15 moves you do at her pace and from start to finish in like a 30-minute workout. So those were the only 3 styles. You only usually did 1 day of cardio and 1 day of total body. And then the other 3 days were the DCCT training style.
Cool. Yeah. And it's so, I mean, I think you guys can all nod and agree to that. It's so different than anything.
So different. The equipment's different. And then like really just like the layout of the workouts I'd never seen.
So speaking of equipment, Liz, I'm looking at you. Do you want to talk a little bit specifically about, obviously we know, I mean, this is not like at this point, we know what's coming, but speak a little bit to like, do you use the equipment every single day? Do you use all 3 every day? Like, I know some of you, like, I think you moved rooms while you were doing the test group, and like Sarah as well. So talk a little bit about the equipment specifically and people that might be nervous about. Go ahead.
So you use most of the equipment, you use all the equipment almost every day. There's a few days where you don't use the track or you don't use the ball. You use a step I'm pretty sure every single day. So you need the step. Even Kat, who's the modifier, use the step every single day. So it's not optional really. But I started in my hallway because I only had a door. A lot of people are really worried about the door track because they don't have a good door. I started in my hallway next to my laundry room because that was the only good door I had. And I ended up punching the wall a few times and hurt my knuckles. So don't do it in a hallway. Don't recommend that. Make sure you have enough room to like spread your arms all the way out. Because you will do like chest flies with the track and stuff. I ended up mounting it on my wall. So there is a wall mount instructions that will come with your track. But that is like a permanent fixture kind of. You have to drill into your wall if you mount it on a wall. So that's something to think about. So be thinking about like.
Can I ask a question about the equipment? The tracker, the door track, is it going to hurt a door?
No, it will not hurt a door.
Not like a pull-up bar where it's gonna.
No.
Or like dent the door or anything, like like the door will be okay?
Yes.
They said, sorry, real fast. They said last night, like, just make sure it's not a glass door. Like if you're using your front door, like, don't use glass because, like, if you're moving fast, you accidentally slingshot it back and shatter your glass, but. Besides that.
Also, they recommend to try and put it on like a door that's it's not opening towards you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the door would open the other way. Now, I put it on my front door and it opened towards me and I never had an issue with it, but I feel like your front door is probably a little bit stronger than a door in your house. So that's also something to think about. And she did say like, it kind of sucks to move workout areas, but you're in control. Like if you want to make the change in your life that you've seen, like with the transformations from the test group, then you will, and you're in control, and you might have to move your workout area, but 9 weeks isn't that bad to change.
And the door track, I mean, if you don't like it on your front door all the time, as soon as you're done with the workout, it's super easy to take off. It's just like a clasp and you pull it out and you can move it. Super easy.
Simple. Like it's not something that needs to, like you can easily take it on and off each day to do your workout.
Yep.
I used my front door too, and I took it on and off every single day. And it was like it was like 5 seconds.
Super easy. Yeah, I fixed it to my wall. If you're gonna do it on the wall, make sure you put it on studs because I did not do that the first time. Came right out of the drywall. Had to pause the workout, but so that's a little word of advice from personal experience. Don't do that. I would say because there's a metal piece where it clasps that slides up and down, I put a piece of like fabric on the back of it so it wouldn't dent my wall, just because it is metal and you move so fast that I was worried about like chipping paint or putting a dent in it. I just put a piece of fabric and I haven't had any issues with that. So
Smart. Cool. Yeah, Sierra's answering questions in the chat. So if you guys have questions, she's there. Awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful. So I know, yeah, and like even Nicole, you worked out outside, like on your door, which is, I mean, like say, awesome. So I mean, that's so typical autumn.
Yeah.
If you want it, you'll do it. But so that's kind of the fitness part of it. Sarah, do you want to go a little bit into like,
And also you can
go ahead.
I just wanted to say you can travel with your strap really easily, and it like checks in airport security as well. I had to take it with me, so no excuses to not take it. It literally comes, like Sierra said, you can take it down from your door and put it back up in like 5 minutes.
That's good to
Okay.
know that it travels.
So I have a question. Talk to me about, like, this workout is so different than other workouts. What about this equipment changes how you feel and like your soreness, and like what does it, how does it feel?
Yeah, Nicole, go with that, because I know you talked about that some on your
I was literally sore every single day. And I talked to Sarah in a group, and I think I mentioned it like in our group chat too. There was not a day that I was not sore. The recovery didn't do much. I mean, like a little bit, maybe. There was like a meditation and controlled stretch at nighttime. It definitely helped. Like the first phase, I thought it was bull crap, so I didn't do it. It really helps. I started doing it, but I'm just going to say, like, resistance training is a whole new ball game. Like I didn't think it was going to be bad at all. I was kind of disappointed that like there wasn't going to be as much lifting. But no, I was really sore like every day. And I'm pretty sure Sarah agrees. We talked about how we couldn't really like sit down on the toilet most of the time.
Well, and I remember you saying you'd never seen your back the way that your back is now.
Oh yeah, I think like just because of the track that allows you to do so many more workouts. Like she said, it's like a cable system almost. So I mean, never seen them look like that. Even when I was younger in high school, like weightlifting all the time, never seen it look like that.
So
Okay.
when we got to the 80 day, we were always like arms, abs, and ass. Like that was what it was. Would you say that this is like, what would you say for people with like target areas? You know what I mean? Like people are like, well, I want to like grow a booty and like slim my waist. And I'd be like 80-day obsession. Like it was just a no brainer. What would you tell people like the struggle areas? What is this program like going to be known for?
I feel like this is the first program that literally everything hurt. And like, I know that's like a blanket answer and like probably not what you like want to hear, but like my butt always hurt. Like we talked about that a lot in our group, the four of us, like literally every day I would text them and be like, I can't sit down to pee. Like my butt hurts. I'll say like inches wise, I lost 1.5 inches off both, like 1.5 inches off my right and 1.5 inches off my left, which like I didn't have great arm results with bar. Bar was like the full program I had done before this. I had amazing results other places with bar, but like arms weren't a big focus. So I'd say definitely arms. She does a lot of arm work. Definitely booty. But then I lost 12.5 off my waist, which I had like a lot of inches to lose off my waist, but like it definitely like, and I'm sure they can say this too, I didn't lose a ton of pounds. Like I lost like 7 pounds. But my nutrition probably could have been a hair bit better some days. But like, I just feel like my whole like, just like torso, just like cinched in, and like, yeah, I can put my results in the chat. But I also lost 3 inches off each thigh, so like it was definitely like kind of like literally everywhere for me. Like I noticed, this sounds dumb too, but like I said something to my husband the other day. I was like, I have this like weird muscle in like my forearm now. Probably can't get it to show, but it's like I was like holding one of our kids like that. There it is, and I like had this line. I'm like, I don't know what this is from. Like where it came from, but it was like everywhere for me. So I don't know if that's the same for them, but for me, this is definitely like you've put your foot into fitness a little bit, like you've dipped your toe in, but you haven't like went all the way in. This was the program for me that was like it was like you're like jumping off the edge.
Yeah, and I noticed all of you guys really
definitely would. Yeah, people in our test group, like everyone's waist, their before and after pictures, everyone has slimmed down like so much. And I also would not like recommend this to someone who has never done a Beachbody program or like never worked out before. I would have them probably start with like 21 Day Fix or even 80 Day Obsession, because this is really hard. Like I've done a lot of Shaun T programs and this is really hard.
Yeah, and well, I have that too, kind of speaking to like, of course, this is not, I mean, I think it's even kind of marketed as a beginner program, and I think Sierra can speak to that too, but yeah, I think, and that's the good thing about it launching now, is people can get 6 weeks under their belt before we even start this program. But yeah, will one of you speak to kind of like, it's a really hard program, but do you feel like if someone did do 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, like if they got a baseline of like a month or so, like is the modifier still like, do you feel like it's where they could follow along, or do you feel like it's like start with something else?
I would say you could probably do 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme, and then do it at the very beginning. Autumn talks about like it's an intermediate program.
Okay.
So you don't want to just jump into it if you've never done anything before. But also it's not advanced because of how short the workouts are. Not to say that they're not hard, because they're really hard. But I think if someone has only 6 weeks under their belt, they could follow along with Kat pretty well.
I know coming into it for me, I had done bar and then MBF and MBFA, and had I not done MBF and MBFA, had I went like bar to this, I probably would have been like, what the heck, just because like it was a lot more like lifting and stuff. So I'm like thankful that I had like MBFA in there, or I mean MBF, but I feel like if somebody did MBF or 21 Day Fix or any like starter beginning like lifting style program, or like even just like I don't think like a Transform 20 would get you ready for this necessarily, or like I said, like bar wouldn't have had me ready for it. But any of those kind of programs, I feel like you're gonna follow Kat for a lot of it. I mean, I still followed Kat for a lot of it. Like, especially like halfway through, I would be like, "Whew, sorry, Autumn, like you do you, boo," but Kat's my girl. So, but I think like 3 weeks would be plenty of time. It's not like unattainable especially if you're active anyways. Like if you're sedentary and you're doing nothing and trying to come into this day one, you're going to get frustrated and probably quit. But if you've done like 3 weeks to like get yourself moving, I feel like you definitely could handle it.
Yeah, and just remember, like, I mean, I see tons of questions in the chat, but I think it's up to you as the coach, and especially if you do have a new customer, to really gauge where the person is at. And remember, while this is the hot new thing, and it's going to be an incredible program, it's not always our job as a coach to shove the new thing down someone because it's the new thing, right? And I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from when I say that, because I'm always honest with, my coaching business. Like, I'm not going to tell someone to start with this and set them up for failure, but we do have a bit. So if, like she's saying, if it's someone that's somewhat active or they're not completely sedentary, get them started, have them follow 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, a hybrid calendar of, some Lift 4 with some 21 Day Fix, like get them started with something. There's a very good chance that they will be perfectly fine by January. If this is not the right program for someone, it's not the right program for someone. And it doesn't mean that this can't be the challenge pack for them, right? Like these challenge packs are awesome because then they do have the equipment. They're getting the supplements, they're getting started, but maybe you say, hey, we're going to get you signed up with this. So you're going to have everything when you're ready to do this program. Let's get you a few solid months under your belt if they are someone that needs to maybe start with bar, start with something lower impact, move into 10 rounds, and then move into so that's your job as the coach. So make sure you guys understand this. I'm glad, I don't know where I saw that it was a beginner program, because I remember being like, this is not going to be a beginner program. So I'm glad you guys said that. She said that on her page. So let's talk quickly, and then we'll start to kind of get into questions too. Sarah, will you touch on nutrition? Like, does she make you follow Portion Fix? Is it, I mean, obviously with 80 Day, we had time nutrition. Like, what's the deal with nutrition here?
Yeah, so honestly, she's pretty open about the nutrition in my opinion. Like, so she talks about like you can do Ultimate Portion Fix, or you can do 2B Mindset if that works better for you. And she said last night specifically, like, you don't, like, if you're going to follow like the timed nutrition, don't follow the 80-day obsession one specifically, because that one was specifically made for 80-day obsession. So you have to go back and use the actual Ultimate Portion Fix like plan. But she said that she and all of her cast members used the foundational fix because that's what they wanted to do, and like that worked perfectly for them. Like, if you want to do time nutrition, you can. I specifically did more of like 2B Mindset, just because that is what I have most experience with thus far, and it works the best for me thus far, and she was totally okay with that. So there's not a specific like rule of which nutrition you should be doing, in my opinion.
Perfect. What did you follow? Because I know someone asked what you guys did in the test group. Did you follow?
I did foundational fix. And at the beginning, she says, like, you're in control of your nutrition. So it's literally all about taking control of your life. So you control your nutrition, so you control what program you use for it.
Sierra, you did foundational fix as well as a week of vacation.
And Thanksgiving week.
And then Nicole.
My 9th week was Thanksgiving week, so that was a whole.
And then Nicole, what did you follow?
I did like kind of like Sarah. I did more of 2B Mindset, but I should have followed the nutrition better. Honestly, I celebrated my birthday for like a month, so you'll have that. But Autumn said you're in control, and I still got really good results, even with just doing my own thing with nutrition. But I think whenever we do it in January, I want to do the foundational fix to see like what the cast members experienced and like why they got results like that. Because Autumn even talks about Tanya, her cast member, like she's always like, Tanya is better than I am. Don't compare yourself to Tanya. And Tanya is like really big into nutrition. So I want to try to do the foundational fix. We'll see.
Yeah, I plan on doing the same thing actually, is for January launch, or when we do it, is to switch to foundational just to try it. So
yeah, they call her the machine for a reason. Yeah, foundational fix was just renamed when she came out with UPF. But it's just, and I think some stuff was added on the food list and stuff. So you guys make sure, I mean, you're getting UPF, so go back through. It's always a good opportunity to go back through some of those nutrition programs from a coaching standpoint, especially too, because things do change, and you want to make sure you're staying up so that if your customers ask you questions specifically about, like someone asked something in one of our team pages, I was like, what does this asterisk mean, like in UPF? So just like, as you know, the more stuff that you know, if you have 20 minutes and you're sitting on the couch, like go through your bot and scroll through and stay up to date with that. That's really good. But it's nice to know that Autumn is pretty, because I think, and where's Nicole? Because I think I would love to hear you speak to this. The name, right? Talk about control freak. Because I'm sure even as coaches on this, we're all probably pretty hyped to do it, but I'm sure there are plenty of people that are like, I heard the name and I was like, well, why?
Yeah, so I don't really like to be controlled at all, and I honestly don't like any Autumn program. I know everyone like speaks on 80-Day Obsession a lot, but she doesn't ever have music, and it really bores me, and she's big on control. So when I found out about the test group, I was like, and then on day one I found out I couldn't share workout clips on my stories anymore. And then even more, I wanted to quit the test group. But like the second day, she like changed my mind a lot. She talked about how she's not going to pressure you to follow Ultimate Portion Fix just because she created it. She's not going to force you to do your workout at 5 a.m. just because she wants to. Like, you got to create your entire schedule. Like, you didn't have to do time nutrition if you don't want to. And she didn't have any music. I'm just going to spoil that for you all. But she did talk a lot on like, I felt like she was literally talking to me the entire time. But she was really motivational. And I mean, she talks a lot, but it's autumn. So like I said, I normally don't like her programs, and this is my new favorite program. So I don't know if anyone feels the same.
Yeah, I remember like your post, you were like crying when you finished. And you were like, and you said like, I almost didn't start. Like I was nervous. So that's awesome. Sierra, talk a little bit about like, yeah, I'm kind of that control freak too, or like feeling like you have to be perfect, or like, you know, kind of touch on that a little bit. Like some of the myths that people think about.
I'm kind of the opposite of Nicole. Well, maybe she is like she likes to be in control and not be controlled, but that's me. Like, I'm so like micromanager and like type A. I mean, by profession, I'm a dentist, and like, so I literally like micromanage little tiny things all day long. So control is like huge to me, but I feel like the one area in my life that I've been out of control was like my nutrition and like workouts. So like I was excited for the basis of the program, but at first when I heard the name, I was like, I thought that it was maybe giving like a bad connotation to like the name, like being a like control freak. And so I wasn't super hyped about the name of the program, but then in like the first week, she really like breaks it down during the workout and like describes like, this is what I mean by control. Like, I'm not saying that like you have to obsess or like restrict or, you know, like any of those like normal terms you think of when you're like dieting or like working out. She was like very passionate about like, if you're going to have a glass of wine, like have a glass of wine, but like be in control of that decision. And like that really resonated with me. I feel like it like changed my whole relationship with food, because I've always struggled with like going through phases of like tons of restriction because I am a control freak by nature, and then just like binging because I like can't keep it up. And I feel like for the first time in my life, I really feel like if I cheat or have like a bad meal, I can like come back and just like get right back on. Like I went from Thanksgiving last week to like, I'm doing a refresh right now, but like Monday, even though I was starting a refresh on Tuesday, I still ate like my portion fixed portions, just like because I knew that's like what I wanted. And like, that's the point of the program more than like worry about every single calorie and every single food group. And like, she's like, you know, if you miss a vegetable, like that's okay. Just like try to be better the next day. And so I thought that was like really good for like people like me who have been like that obsessive kind of like nutrition before.
Liz, what was like a big fear you had coming in before starting?
Definitely nutrition. I had horrible nutrition before this program, especially because my fiance eats like crap. Working on him, but men. And so I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. And like, I don't know if I can, you know, count all my portions every day. I don't know if like I'm going to see any results because I eat this way or whatever. And just like listening to her talk, like Sarah said, like really changed my whole relationship with it. Like I am in control of what I eat, and I'm in control of the decisions I make of what I'm going to put in my body. So that really like resonated with me too. Yeah, and it was really hard to get my fiance on board with the nutrition. I was like, I have to do this. I'm in a test group. Like, we're doing this. And he started to go in, and now he's doing a program with me. So
that's awesome.
Took control of that.
Yay. Sarah, same question. And then we'll like open it up for questions.
Yeah, I think just fear of failure in general, because I mean, I've done some programs in the past and like I've gotten good results, like really good results, in some programs in the past where I haven't really gotten like really good results. And I think this program, like kind of what they were saying is like, and when you shift the focus to like the fact that you can control things, like, yeah, like not in like a shameful way, but like, yeah, like it's up to you, you know, like you have that control if you don't like what you've done in the past, and like you have the power to control like your actions and change those things. So I think that was my big fear, just like being in a test group in general, is like failing and not really getting the results I wanted. But I ended up just like that made me want to stay in control even more and like make those right decisions even more. And yeah, that I got the results I wanted.
Yeah, that's awesome. Stephanie, do you have any like questions so start flooding the chat. We'll take questions for like 10 minutes because I know it's already 9:20, but are there any big things that I'm missing, Stephanie, that we need to?
You asked about the ball. And I think
Yeah,
that
someone
Nicole
did.
mentioned it, but the ball is really awesome. Like it's just this like blow up ball basically, and if it ever loses air, you can blow it back up. But like she talked about it yesterday. Somebody was worried about it like being underneath your back or something, like if it would affect like your like stability. But like that's kind of the point, is like to keep your core, like you're trying to keep those muscles stable. And it's really awesome piece of plastic.
I personally
I want to
can't wait
speak
for
on
it
the
'cause it's great
ball.
yeah.
I
Go
want
ahead.
to speak on the ball too. Um,
Is that her? Or
so
is that...
I had a really
She's frozen.
It's not me that froze.
in my back, and I like haven't been able to have any. I haven't been. I got that ball like literally the first day I got it. Here is it the greatest piece of workout equipment ever, hands down.
We missed a lot of that, but Nicole loves the ball, and she's talked about it on her Instagram, so you can go see it on there. You're breaking it out. But and I'm really excited about it. I don't know if there's any other pregnant ladies in here, but it's like a perfect piece of equipment to do core work when you're pregnant because you're not supposed to contract, so it keeps your back flat. They're going to be awesome. So if you are like someone asked if it was hard, it's like, Liz is holding it up. Yep. You see her squishing it. So it's going to give for you. Does it come deflated? Like, do you have to have a bike on it or something?
It comes with like a little like straw looking thing, and then this piece right here comes out, and you just like blow into it like a.
Okay,
like
so you don't have
into the
a
straw
pump or a tire pump.
No, you literally blow in the straw and then stick the plastic piece back in.
Very cool. So someone asked about the bands. I'm pretty positive it comes with two. They are called Beeline, which are basically the band with handles, right? Did you guys get both as well, a 15 and a 20 pound?
I think it's a 15 and a 25, maybe.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't remember. I used the heavy one the whole time, though. I don't know about y'all, but I never felt like the heavy one was like too much. I felt like I mean, I'm not even that strong. Like, let's be real, but the like lighter one, just I felt like when I would like try to do movements, it would just like keep pulling. I don't know. I just felt more resistance with the heavier.
You needed more resistance.
I'm gonna order like up a pack for like the second round.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. For someone that asked if you need to like go to Dick's, you shouldn't need to. Like, start the program, use what comes with it.
Literally, just the step is the only thing that's not gonna come that you need.
No, Nicole, you're fine. I'm laughing because I'm not the one that froze today.
My tips on the step: if it's available from Beachbody, order it from Beachbody. Order your step through your own business. It's volume that you're creating for yourself. So order the Beachbody step if it's available. If it's not, go to Amazon. They're the same price. But if you can, create your own volume from your own team.
And it's a great option because you can't, when program launches happen, you can't use a controlled account because obviously your BOD is on your account and you have to order where you have BOD. So a step is a great option to then help with volume in your downline. So
yes, but if you order it with the challenge pack or the accessory bundle,
it's discounted. Yeah, you are true. That's a good point. Someone asked what range of weights. If any of you want to tackle that.
I used anywhere from, so when I started, I had mostly 5s and 8s. And then when I ended, I had mostly 8s and 10s. There were just a couple moves 10s is the highest I have right now. And there were a couple of moves, like couple leg moves, I wish I would have had like 12 or 15 on. I know there's one leg move. She uses like something crazy, like a 30, like those you all remember like those goblet squats or something in the last phase?
He was like,
but I just held 2 dumbbells on those instead of like her one. But I just used 5s, 8s, and 10s. is what I did.
Yeah, I used 5s up to 15s, except for like a few leg moves. I used like my 20s or my 30. But there was only like a few leg moves for that.
And like say you could double like Sierra did.
Yeah, you can double up.
Would you
Yeah,
guys
I use
agree?
mostly
Yeah.
like 5s, 10s, and 15s. I think I used 20s maybe like once or twice. But she talks about too, like, people in the test group were talking about how they were just gaining weight. Like the first week, everyone lost like a really dramatic amount, and then they just gained it all back. And she said that she recommends lifting lighter if that was happening to you, because this program isn't like meant to bulk up.
It's like a lot of reps, like on the complex moves. So you have to think like the density portion of most of the days, you're doing 12 minutes worth of strength training. So you're doing like a ton of reps in that time. And then the complex where you're following her on those same days, you're doing whatever complex move she makes up in her crazy head, and you do it 10 times in a row. So it's like 50 reps of like an arm workout. And literally like there were times that like I was like, oh yeah, I can do 10s on these. And I would get like 4 reps in and I'm like, holy shit, I need a 5. And I would like switch from 10s to 5s because it was like that.
She calls them her oh shit weights.
Yeah, oh shit weights is what she calls it. But like literally it's like she uses like the tiniest little muscles in certain moves, and like you wouldn't think it's gonna affect you that much. You're like, oh, I can definitely do 10s here. And like you can't do it 50
You're
times.
like, oh, I can do a bicep curl with a 10. Oh, but now I have to do a shoulder move. I can't do 10s with that. So you have to think about like the smallest muscle that you're using, that's what you want to lift with.
Yeah, so for someone, this is like the last question, and then we'll probably wrap it up here. But so obviously, well, I think a big thing to touch on too is in general, Autumn's programs, this was the same thing with ADD Obsession. She considers her programs total body transformation programs, not weight loss programs, because like Sierra said, and I'll make sure Steph gets her pictures too, because, and I know she doesn't mind me saying this, but Sierra had a lot of weight to lose. So of course she's going to lose weight versus, you know, Sarah who toned, or Liz who toned. So definitely, but even still, she lost 6 pounds, which if you see her pictures, you're like, what the heck? But then 29 inches, right? So you have to remember that with Autumn programs, your inches matter so much more than your weight a lot of the time. But
I definitely feel like I gained so much muscle weight in my like I played soccer in high school, and I remember like that feeling of like my legs feeling like heavier, like more muscular, and it's like back to that. So I know that like I lost the 6.8 pounds, but like there's no telling how much muscle I also gained in that time period.
Yeah. So someone was asking, and any of you can answer this, like if you're someone, because I know there were pictures that Sierra shared with us from the test group as well, where people gained muscle, obviously. I mean, Christina Delgado in general, look at, I mean, whoa. So you're saying use lighter weights, and especially if, you know, this isn't a bulking program, but for someone who wants to gain muscle, do you guys think that like, do they use heavier weights? Do they just, they're gonna gain muscle no matter what? Like, what's your...
Sorry. I think you'll gain muscle either way, honestly. I mean, if you're wanting to gain muscle, maybe lift a little bit heavier than what you think you can. But I think the nutrition will have a lot to do with that too. I remember in like phase 2, I know we talked about this in our little group a lot, but I was hungry literally all of the time.
All of the time.
Yes, like starving. And so like your metabolism is going to change so much in this program. And so if you want to gain weight, like eat more, basically. Like that's how I ended up like only like I say only, but like losing like the 3 pounds that I did is because I wasn't trying to lose a crap ton of weight. And so like I just ate more, and that helped with like kind of staying where I was. But, and I didn't just like go crazy high in weights either. Like I was in the same range kind of that they were, of like 8s to 15s maybe. So
Yeah, and that's what's cool, especially if you are, I mean, with 2B as well, you just add food, but if you're following Portion Fix, you just go to maintenance, or if you are wanting to add muscle, you bump up a plan, and that's, you know, what that is for all the different people. So cool. Any last questions? Cool. Well, I hope this was informative for you guys. I totally forgot to hit record for the first part. but I got all of this amazing talk. So I'll share the slides with you as well, Steph, because we can just drop the slides for the recording, and you guys don't even need a recording of me babbling on, because who needs to hear that right now? But this was so helpful. I hope you guys are getting so excited. Get your packs first thing on Monday. Like, don't wait. Make sure you add on equipment. Like Steph said, that you can add on the step. They have actually projected that the steps probably will sell out. So if you don't have a step, of course you can go ahead and buy one. And of course, Amazon, Target, Five Below, other places have them. But like you said, you're purchasing from your own business. It's at a discount and you're getting volume. So if you can throw it on, get your packs ordered, make sure you get stuff done on Monday, take care of your people. If you haven't started talking about this, it's not too late. Go share now. Like, it's Thursday. Like, start breadcrumbing, get some before and afters. I'll make sure Steph has ours from you girls as well, but I'm sure you guys have shared some too. What's up, Sierra?
I was gonna say, like, one last thing that they like left us on with the test group, in our test group, about launching the program, which probably makes sense to people that have been doing this for a long time, but like really kind of like helped me like quantitatively, because I'm a numbers person. They were like, whatever you want to do with your business with this launch, whether you want to do it with 5 other people or 50 other people, invite 10 times as many. And so like for us, they challenged all of us to get 30 people to do the next round with us. So everything that they've been hyping up and talking about to us in the test group is like, invite 300 people, which sounds like insane numbers. And especially to like me, I'm someone that like, I kind of like more organically drop like invites into conversation. So it's like kind of a challenge for me. But I have to say that like, I've seen like so many people come back and say, yeah, I invited 50 people and like 5 have like committed that they're going to do it. And like, for me this week, I invited 100 and I have a list of like 13 people already that want to order on December 7th. And so I know that like sometimes you don't want to be like all about like all focused on like the number of invites, but they were saying like in a situation like this where you're launching something and have like that potential for huge growth, the best thing to do is to just get those numbers and focus on having 10% of whatever number your goal is.
Yeah, boom.
People
Go
are
invite.
People are texting me about this right now, so I'm just going to jump in here and say this so that it answers all the questions. The special offers that come with your purchase. If you purchase a completion pack, a challenge pack, or an accessory bundle, you can get additional accessories. So if you and your husband are going to do this together or something like that, and you need an extra control track or a core ball, the extra control track or core ball will be at 40% off. The extra ones, if you purchase them at the same time that you purchase the accessory bundle or the challenge pack, 40% off. A step will be 15% off if you order it with the accessories bundle or pack. But 15% isn't that much, guys. So especially with your coach discount, it's going to be like a couple dollars. You might want to just go get it now before they're gone. So put that under your spouse account or whatever and keep another account active and get those.
Yeah, but the others, like the control track will be like 35 and then the ball will be like $13 in addition. Yes. If you want to order more. So
but you guys can find all this stuff out if you go to the FAQ and you search 9-week control freak. There's multiple FAQs on this, and any other program or any other launch or any product or Success Club or any other question you have, Coach FAQ.
Google. GTS, y'all. There was one other, someone asked what time it will launch. We don't know. That's a Beachbody mystery that they like to wait until the day of to let us know.
I'll probably know
we
Sunday.
Should know. Yeah.
And if I hear first, I'll tell you.
And a lot of times it will be like 3 a.m. or something. So, usually I just try and get up early. Like, I'm not the person that's going to get up at 2 a.m. and blast them, but I'll get up at 5:30 a.m. and make sure they're out to people when they wake up.
Or they will say 9 and it'll be 8, so just get ready.
Yeah. Just make sure you're ready for Monday and do what you can, like Sierra said, invite and be excited about it. Just like I talked about at the beginning, your energy is what you're putting out is what you're going to get. So if you're not talking about it, if you're not excited about this program, you're not going to have other people excited about it. So anything to add, Steph?
Nope. For most launches, I give you guys like a little piece of paper and it says name, flavor, whatever. Make a piece of paper, guys, that says get the name, the email address, what flavor product they want, and start your list. If you have a list in front of you that you can work from, it's going to be so much more motivating that it's right in front of you. And if it's blank, you're gonna be like, oh, I need to put something on this list. So you're going to go work. Okay. So I think everyone should get a piece of paper right there, start writing names down. So that way also on Monday morning, they're all right there and you can just bam, 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 send out your messages. You're not fumbling through Messenger or Instagram DMs, and you just literally just send out your messages.
Yeah. Way more efficient too. Cool. Okay.
Thanks, Morgan, for letting us jump
Yeah,
in.
no problem. I'm glad you guys got on, and thank you for sharing and being open and everything. We're all so excited, and now you got us all so hyped. So go learn some more, figure out what you need to, Google what you need to, get in your back office, and make this launch a good one. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Bye, ladies.
See you guys later.